Hey, hello, my name is Keith, and this is my skill acquisition project that I've designed, implemented, and tested in a 7-week training program to improve my performance in a fundamental basketball skill, the free throw. Okay, so skill and its key elements. So, skill I've chose is basketball free throw. It's a close self-paced skill, and that means like the environment is predictable and I have a full control when and how I want to execute the movement. So the key coaching points for a successful free throw is the stance has to be shoulder width apart and the curve of the ball off the palm, non shooting with a guide and with a proper fingertip on the ball. And eyes focus on the target. Also with the full elbow follow through, as I would say, it's like reaching into a cookie jar, holding it finished. And here is a little private practice that I've had. As you can see, I have not implemented the skill of attention focus yet. That's why I am, see, a little rusty. Mm, yeah. Okay. So on to the next, focus of attention. So, this is the approach that I've chosen is called external focus of attention. Um, well, internal focus directs you to just using your body, like thinking, oh, I have to bend my knees, set my wrists, and this could lead to overthinking, in my own opinion. But with external focus, on the other hand, it directs attention to the outcome, the effect of the movement in the environment. So, as I expected, I would want to use this cue and see a greater consistency at a higher shooting percentage by the end of the program. Um, okay, so this is my 7 weeks of practice schedule. As you can see, I have each session was structured consistently by a warm up first. So I would say like cardio and stretching. And the key was that every single shot I strictly used external focus of okay, yeah, aim at the back of the rim instead of like looking at my elbows and my wrists and seeing, oh, what am I doing wrong? What am I overthinking about? So and every time if I'm caught in that sense, I would generally reset and go back to okay, just aim at the back of the rim, forget everything. Yep. And the testing protocol, there's a pre, mid, and post test about it with 10 consecutive three throws, and there will be a point system on it. The maximum points is 40. And here's the practices video that I have used external focus of attention, as in like, oh, I told myself to just aim at the back of the rim. So this is the first video. And this is the second one. Yep, as you can see, in both videos, I've used the attention cue of just aim at the back of the rim or aim at the backboard instead of focusing on my um form and how I shoot. So that's how apply the approach in the practice. So um the technique I've used is external focus, and in practice it looked like me verbalizing strongly in the cue. I also used the cue of like just aim the ball at the back of the rim. To be honest, I think this technique has helped me a lot with maintaining the outcome that I've wanted, and also it resets the mind to like rather than being boggled by the movements in the body. Okay, so here's the data, and let's look at the results. As you can see, my pre, mid, post tests are quite similar. But in my pre-test, I have made 3 shots in, and the rest of this is bounce off the rim and out, and 1 point is considered as yellow paint. And on mid-test, I've made 4 shots, 2 swishes, and 2 bounced in the rim, and the rest also just got lucky and bounced out. And in post-test, I've made the most swishes. So I've made 5 swishes into the rim, and the rest has just unfortunately bounced out the rim or didn't score. And here is the video of my pre-test, mid-test, and post-test. So this is my pre-test.
Hi, you good?
As you can see, I have not applied any attention cues, or maybe I am inherently criticizing my form and wanted to do better. That's why I've been using more power. I've made a shot, but um, as you can see, the rest are quite non-consistent. So in total of the pretest, I've scored 23 out of 40 points possible. That's the pretest. This is the mid test. And as you can see, I have used um more of the attention cues, as in like, oh, I try to aim at the back of the rim instead of just focusing all on my hand movements. As you can see, when I'm shooting, I'm looking straight at the back of the rim as my target. Got an air ball there. Yep. And I have one more post test. This is the last video. And in post test, I have always reminded myself, yep, just don't focus on your movements, focus on the target.
Alright. Nice, Six. Oh, that's just pretty. That's just beautiful. That. Ooh. Is the variable. Nice. One more. Make it a good one. Oh, almost.
Yep, close, but almost at it. And results. So um, these results strongly support effectiveness of using external cues of attention for learning, the self-paced skills in the free flow, steady progression from the pre, mid, and post test aligns perfectly with the constraint action hypothesis. Um, and also, I've mentioned earlier, by focusing on the outcome in the back of the rim, I was able to free up my motor system and organize the complex movement more automatically, um, which led to greater efficiency and consistency, you know. And um, as we see in the results, the benefits were immediate, but it accumulates over time and practices. And program of evaluation. So if I'm asking myself, did the training work? Absolutely, yes, it worked. But however, I think other skills could be inter implemented in the training program, such as variable practice. So just instead of shooting free throws, I could by shooting randomly at the court everywhere. Um, it would improve my adaptability on shooting, and also by using imagery to mentally rehearse successful shots. It could strengthen my mental blueprint of how to make a shot in and how to, just aim at the back of the rim. And also with manipulating constraints, like practicing under mid fatigue or maybe with a passive defender. It can help me breach through the barrier of like practice and game performance. So reflection. Um, Reflecting on what my pre, mid, and post test, I think it was, and as well practice as well. I think it was like challenging but rewarding. The biggest barrier for me, I think it wasn't all physically. It wasn't like my elbow or my wrist. It was mentally. It was more about how I should I would critique my form after I miss a shot, and I need to get myself back on track and say, hey, that doesn't matter. All that matter is focus your attention on the back of the rim instead of focusing on your wrist. Um, so yeah, that's my greatest difficulty throughout the whole program, I think. And I think in conclusion, my 7-week acquisition program utilizing an external focus of attention was a success. It also led me to improve my free throws and shooting and provide me a better, powerful, practical understanding of the motor learning physics and principles. Thank you.